The time for your residency is approaching and match day is probably something you have thought about before. Today, we'll be talking all about the big day, match day. Getting the proper experience in the area that you desire can be instrumental for furthering your career in the future. Writing your applications for residency in such a way as to maximize your chances of being selected is important. This can potentially affect your employment options in the future, so you should make sure that you are taking this seriously in the present. I will walk you through some tips to write successful applications. Continue watching this video to learn all about the match. Hello all, Dr. Ava here. Before I became an internal medicine hospitalist, I also went through the nerve-wracking experience of getting into a residency program and the frightening match day. The match process is a uniform system by which residency candidates in hospitals simultaneously are matched to fill first year and second year postgraduate training positions accredited by the Accreditation Council for Graduate Medical Education, which is the ACGME. All graduating medical students and medical school graduates seek a residency position to be matched on match day. In the US, you cannot practice if you don't have a residency. So what's the point of being Dr. X but not being able to practice, right? So you need to complete a residency program. The match has several parts as it unfolds from September to March, but the application process opens every September 15th. The beginning of the process begins with building your professional and your academic experience while you are still in med school. All that studying and volunteering work will count here. Then you will need to put on your research cap and start researching residency programs to apply. There are several things to consider when you start applying to residency programs. What kind of training do they do? What kind of research do they focus on? What have you heard about the staff? You need to research the programs before spending valuable time and energy on applications to make sure they fit the needs that you have. You should make sure that you will be getting plenty of time working directly with patients and should look into how much time certain hospitals give on average. You should also look into what kind of technology the hospital uses. If you're interested in the most recent developments, then ensure that your program lets you see or use it over the course of your time there. Also consider the breadth of the material that you are learning. Will you be able to experience many kinds of cases? Is that what you're interested in? If you want to learn about the widest variety of material possible, look into how much exposure you will be getting to different kinds of illnesses and their corresponding treatments. Similar to when you applied for medical school, you waited to hear back. You may have heard from 10 of the 20 schools you applied to, and then transported yourself to the interviews. For residency, the process is similar. You will apply for programs for the specialty that you are interested in and wait for feedback. Some specialties include anesthesiology, dermatology, radiology, emergency medicine, family medicine, general surgery, internal medicine, like myself, neurology, obstetrics and gynecology, and many more. Your application is a mix of elements that your school supplies and that you are responsible for. The three elements that are supplied by your school are transcripts, medical school student evaluation, MSPE, and a licensing exam transcript, like the USMLE. While you should make sure your school is doing their part, you are largely not responsible for it. What you are responsible for, however, is your CV, letters of recommendation, and a personal statement, and of course, a photo. Make sure that you stay on top of these requirements well ahead of when the applications are due, especially the letters of recommendation, as they are somewhat dependent on someone else. If you are confused on what a CV is, that's okay, I'll explain. It basically acts as a resume. It is an account of your education, your qualifications, and any experience that you have had. This is something that you can begin compiling well before the applications are submitted. You can save time for yourself by keeping tracks of these elements as you're going through them. Every time you pick up a new job or you gain more experience volunteering, make sure to add that to a record of some kind to then include these in your CV later on. The process of letters of recommendation is similar to what you would have already gone through for your applications to both undergrad and medical school. You should approach people that know you well and ideally are relevant to the field. You should try to make it a mix of employees that you met through your prior clinical experience and the professors that you are now learning from. This mix of recommendations will show two sides to you, the professional side and the educational side. By asking those outside of your medical school, you are showing that you already have experience and that you are passionate, proactive, and truly interested. The recommendations from your professors show your interest in continued education and can provide an example of your work ethic. The third element is basically a cover letter. So what you should focus on during your cover letter is why you want to work within that particular program, as well as what sets you apart from your peers. You want to frame it in a way that enhances the information they're learning from your CV and from the letters of recommendations, while also letting them know new information about you. Make yourself stand out with this. With increasing competition for residency slots, fourth-year medical students are applying to more programs to maximize their chances of matching. For the average applicant who is not doing a highly competitive specialty, applying to 30 to 50 programs is completely reasonable. However, keep in mind that each application costs, and submitting too many applications represent a financial burden for many students. On average, applicants with higher USMLE Step 1 scores require fewer applications to reach the point of diminishing returns compared to applicants who have a lower USMLE scores. For example, according to a study done by AAMC, USMD applicants to pediatrics residency programs with a USMLE Step 1 score higher than or equal to 235 had an 86% chance of matching if they applied to about 13 programs. Additional applications beyond this point did not increase an applicant's chance of entering a residency program. The likelihood of matching for USMD seniors applying to pediatrics residency programs with a USMLE Step 1 score between 216 and 234 was 85% if they applied to 15 programs. If the program likes you on paper, they will call you for an interviewing process. During the interview, the interviewer will most likely want to know about you as a person and about what you already know. Be prepared to come up with treatment for illnesses and to talk about solutions for unforeseen circumstances. As long as you have been paying attention in your classes and you can apply that information in a practical manner, then you should be fine. They aren't expecting you to know everything, as the point of a residency is to learn more, but they're expecting a base level of knowledge as you come in. While you are only interacting over a brief period of time during the interview, get a general feel of the hospital and its staff. If you don't feel the location is right for you and you have other options open, perhaps you should consider those other options. After the interview, you will use a ranking system called Ranked Order List, ROL, to rank your preferred programs from 1 to 10. Make sure you are only including your highly desired programs in this list, as there's a possibility you might be there for 3 to 4 years. The residency program will do the same thing. They are ranking their selections from 1 to however many they can accommodate in their program. Every residency will have a different number of openings. Some places are bigger and can accommodate more residents. Small programs may only have 3 or 4 openings. The NRMP bases a match based on how you and the hospital prioritize your choices. The process is a bit like a dating app. If both the student and the program show strong interest, it's called a match. The NRMP finalizes the ranking list in mid-February and feeds them into a system called Registration, Ranking, and Results, R3. The R3 system is a secure software that uses an algorithm to match applicants with programs. Years of medical training and the long match process culminate in match week. It takes place the third week in March. It is a period of time beginning at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday and ending at 1 p.m. Eastern Time on Friday. Applicants and programs find out the results of the match. Monday of match week at 11 a.m., you are in front of your computer and it is the moment of truth. The NRMP informs all applicants whether or not they have been matched. Everyone is waiting to see emails that will set the pace for your future. It's like the NFL draft day, but for doctors. However, there are incidents that you don't match at all. The process is highly competitive. Applicants who learn they haven't been placed in a residency program on Match Monday are eligible for the supplemental offer and acceptance program, a matching process that takes place between Monday and Thursday afternoons of match week. During SOAP, SOAP, students can apply to residency programs with unfilled positions. Students have 1 hour after discovering that they have not been accepted to a program to research available positions. At noon Eastern Time on Match Monday, students can submit up to 45 applications to ERAS. Program receive applications at 3 p.m. and build an interview list. On Match Week Tuesday, programs begin interviewing applicants by phone, and during the week, offers will go through the R3 system in which applicants can accept or reject them. If during this week you were not matched at all, it is disappointing. It is not unusual. You are not alone. According to data in 2020 Matched, 46% of seniors from U.S. allopathic medical schools got the top choice of their rank order list, while 71% wound up in their top 3 on match day. You will have to wait until next year to start the process again, or FRIDA, the AMA Residency and Fellowship Database, enables unmatched students to research residencies from more than 12,000 programs, both during and following SOAP at no cost. As you continue on your journey towards the dream you've worked so hard for, remember to focus on applications. Though your attention may be pulled in many directions, put as much of your effort as possible into this last big step, and you will become a fully licensed doctor before you know it. If you need more help or have questions about residency, get in touch with me for my one-on-one support. We will discuss your situation in detail and come up with a solution that fits you for this next step. Click on the link in the description below to learn more. See you next time.